thank you very much for tuning in today. We really appreciate you joining us all over the places, all over the place to join us in Informed Decision Show, the show that we always host every day, where we discuss about subject that is matter for all of us, minority people in United States and specifically in Minnesota. And today we have a pleasure to have our sister Angela Kenneth, and she will be joining us very shortly online so that we can discuss this special topic that we have today in the house for you. And so I invite you to share with your friend so that we can, talk. If you have a question, we can all discuss, and feel free to share with your friend or ask any question in the chat that we have going on right now. So join us and we can have a conversation. Hello, are you there?
I am here.
Okay. I don't see you online anymore. That's why I was kind of wondering if you are still there. Okay, let me put up the picture so we can just do it without the picture.
Okay. Because I was trying to fix to see if it was my connect.
Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. We have our sister Angela in the house, and she will be addressing us in regard to the topic that we have today. So you know very well about the diaspora. We would like to know what's up, what is going on, and today we have Alicia Home Servicing among us, and she will be joining us. Before then, I invite you to share with your friend. And before, I want to apologize for this delay in everything that we are doing. It's a technical issue, and we will make sure that we will fix it next time. And I would like to use this opportunity to ask you, if you have a friend, a family member who would like to volunteer with us, feel free to suggest it to them. They can join the radio and help us with a technical issue. And guess what? We will be better and serve you even way better. So enjoy this cool music, and we'll be back in a show.
Bien commencé, pour qui ça nous révèle là. L'amour, pour passion changer, pour qu'il pas expirer, respirer, c'est ça moi mérité. Moi bail tout ça moi posséder. Pour yon l'amour que bah je m'accepte perdu. Pour qui ou même sacrifice moi pas voyer. Quand utiliser et puis ou la gagne nous. Qui ça me fait ou qui mal? Est-ce que vous joignez l'autre qui fait que vous m'embrassez? Qui ça fait qu'il a nous raï?
Thank you again very much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining Informed Decision Show. In this show, we learn about what is going on in our community, and we discuss about great people who are doing great in our community. We try to bring to you all the informed information that you can make a decision on about your job, about in the community, about how you can educate yourself and what is going on, and the great people who are doing a great job in our community. Today we will have Angela and Angela will be talking to us about home care in African diaspora, cultural sensitivity, and family-based care model. And today, I'm so pleased to have Angela together with her husband. And I will not, take long, but I will let them introduce themselves very shortly. Welcome on the show, Mrs. and Mr. Kenneth.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We are very glad to be here to talk about our business together. And my husband is here, Bokai, as well, too.
Thank you very much for joining in.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, I am so honored and pleased to so that you accept to have this with me. Myself, I'm originally from Togo, and every time I see our people, and it doesn't matter where you are from, and we are in this country of a great country, we try to share knowledge. We try to share what we know so that people who are looking after us can also discuss that and take our footstep and learn from it. And when I saw your business last time at the state capitol, I was so impressed. I see a very organized team. I see people passing on a flyer. I took that flyer with a hope to connect later so that we can connect. And in this platform, we have a lot of people also follow us from Africa and all over the place. In Minnesota here, our show is listened to and we replay more than 65 or 80 people listen and we share on our platform. So I think this will be a great opportunity for us to connect with your people, with your background. And if you can introduce yourself later and we can also learn about, your desire, how you get into this business and then what you have to share with our community to educate them. And if anybody out there also is a minority and want to join that career or take that step of faith and to join in this kind of work, home care services and the service that you provide, it will be a good leading to have a team behind that can also actually take your first step. That's the goal of having this podcast, and I'm so humble and thankful that you want to spare this 1 hour with us together. Thank you very much for coming again, and I can't thank you enough until we dive in. So I would like to invite all our listeners that are on the podcast right now, back end that I'm listening, I can see. I would like to invite all of you to share what we are discussing right now. We are about to discuss with your friend, your family, so that they can also come and learn. I want to say special thanks to our brother Kojo listening right now from Lakeville, and also my cousin Chantal listening all the way from St. Paul. Keep listening, and we have our app, share, and then we continue. So before I actually ask my first question to my guests, I would like to take a little bit break again so that we can actually listen to a cool music, and I'll be back with the first question. Thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate you joining us in Informed Decision program. Like we already started discussing, today we have our brother Bokai and our sister Angela in the house. So again, in the say, there is a say that true care begin when we listen not just to needs, but to stories. Honoring culture, family, and identity as an essential part of a healing. And that is, popular known quote out there. So, Sister Angela, please can you tell us what that quote inspired in you?
Yes. So with Alicia Homecare Services, the way it came about is that I have worked in this field for 15 years, and I have seen the need that is needed for home care service, PCA, be able to take care of client and giving quality care, and especially helping homeless people, and also educate African, where I am original from Haiti, and the name Alicia is my grandma. I named the company after my grandma, which she is a loving, caring person, and she never get upset. She always outgoing. She's always giving and care, and I want to be able to give where you can find a care where your family is being protected, where your family is being, the need for the service is being provided by your family. And I want also to provide service into our own African home, where other people who doesn't understand our background, who doesn't understand our culture, so that you don't feel like you have to change your culture if you are receiving the service. And also to educate us, like what is out there, how you can get help if you have family with disability, elderly who need help, and so that they don't have to go to senior living, so that they don't have to go to the group home, they can stay at their home, and so that if even with so that our young kid don't have to go to foster care, and so that the parent can get a break to take care of themselves, but to also have someone who they can trust to give them the right service to take care of their own young person or the kid, where they will need PCA service to come to help them and to help them to take them to in the community for transportation service, and to help them to find housing, because we have a lot of homeless, and how to get healthcare benefit, and how to be able to work with your county to help you with the service, so that you don't feel like, oh, I need help and I can't be able to help my parents because I brought them right here. I don't want to put them in a nursing home because that's against our culture. How can I continue to have that person living at my house and to get the right service they need, but also to take care of myself so that I don't feel like a burden, because right here in America, we have to work and to also pay bills. Exactly. So how can I continue to do that? So us coming there to educate you, you can still do that, and your parent can be able to qualify for that kind of service, so that the county can help. Your health insurance can be able to help you, and you don't have to pay out of pocket or to feel like it's a burden for you, and you don't have the right person who will understand your own culture coming to your house and to change anything.
Mm-hmm. So, well, let's dive into it right away. I know that this business is a very caring business. It's a business of a culture. It's a business of caring. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your origin, and how you get into this business, as you alluded at the beginning?
Yes. I got into this business I was a case manager, and I went to school for criminal justice, and I used to work in the group home, and I was working also with vulnerable adults, and I was also working with homeless population to see the need for it. And as a case manager, as a social worker, when you see that those who is African not getting the right service or not getting the right information they need because they don't understand their culture, and I feel like I need to step into how can I give back in my community? How can I make sure that the person is receiving the right service and not being denied because due to the background or due to that they don't have a voice to speak up for them. And the research is out there, but it cannot be reached out to people in our own community because we don't know the information. We don't have the information what go up around it. And me coming here, I came here when I was 10 years old, and I have seen my dad as a hardworking person working. He was going to school. He got his education. He always tried for us to be working and to give back, but to also, this is the American dream that you can make it, but you also have to also work hard. And in our community is that we don't have enough information. We don't have enough knowledge about what is out there for us. And we always think that nobody is there to help us or to give us the information. So I want to give the right information, but to also help our people about it.
Great. I actually salute that desire to have to have that instinct to give that right information to our community, and at the same time to help them. As far as there's a need there for homeless people in the street, and also people, immigrants that are here lacking information. And that is a part of what also we're trying to do as well, but you take it at grassroots, and I really appreciate that. So, I mean, that means you work with people who actually need information about housing, about transportation. Can you tell us a little bit about the kind of service you provide to the people and the kind of people that you actually serve before we get into detail?
Yes, we provide PCA, personal care assistant, which is care at their home, where you go to their home where you provide the service if they need with bathing, or if they need how to learn how to cook for them, to help them feed them. And right now is also the CFSS, which is Community First Support Service, where you are, it's a plan that you follow. How to provide the service for each individual is different, because we do work with elderly, we work with minor, we work with disability, and we also work with private or insurance as well, or the county who pay for the service. And then we also do housing stabilization service. With housing stabilization, we help with homeless population. We help with disability, those who is in the waiver, where they are with CADI waiver, DD waiver. And with that, with the homeless population, that service was created like in COVID 2020, so that because there was so many homeless population in the community, and with the state, they didn't know what to do. They create that program where, as a provider, you are doing to help them with transitional. With the transitional, you meet with the client with the need. If they are homeless, how to find a place for them, and how to find research and for payment to pay for that first time rent or security deposit for them. And right now with the housing stabilization is a $3,000, which the county gives you for each individual to help them with that. And with that, we help them with security deposit, or if they have to pay rent or for time rent, so that they can be able to move on. If they are in the waiver part, when you are working with them with that service with transitional, we also do transitional service where they can also give us $5,000 for security to give them for security deposit, to get them furniture, house need they need to move in, and then to provide a truck where they need to help them to move with the stuff and at their home. And as well as we also do the transportation. The transportation department is with my husband take care of that most. Everything that is his department, and he can tell more about that service.
Okay, yeah, I would be happy to have Mr. Could talk as well about the transportation side of the service as well.
Yes, excuse me. So the transportation is basically designed to help these people, to help us maintain services for these individuals. So let's say, for instance, we were able to help someone find a homeless individual find a place to stay. So in order for them to maintain that place, they will need to get around, such as go to employment or go to regular therapy. So we incorporate transportation into our service. that enable them to go to these various locations to, just to maintain that place. So the transportation is designed, even if the individual does not work, but they want to go to family as well to visit, we are able to provide our service for them, to just make sure they live their best life within the community.
That's so great that you have that passion of providing that service for the community. And this is at free of cost for the individual, your clients, or they have to pay?
So, based on the client's benefit, what we normally do as providers, if a client does qualify for transportation, we let them, we let their caseworker or case manager know that, hey, we do also provide transportation. This does help the client maintain wherever they stand, so it's relatively does not come from the client's pocket, but, it does come from the client's benefit.
Okay, so the client, that's what I'm trying to know. It's not like a Uber where the client have to basically sign up and pay cash before they get your service, but it's a part of the benefit that they get. So when you are elderly, you are homeless, or you are living here, you need assistance, people shouldn't be feeling shy of getting your service. That's what I'm trying to get to, correct?
Yes.
All right. So, leading to that one, tell us a little bit, maybe yourself or Angela can tell us a little bit how the concept of a home care evolved historically in our community. And also, maybe you can tie it up that with a little bit of a cultural barrier. Do you find African immigrant receptive of that concept, or do you find them very rejective? And what are the historical concepts that lead to that?
Yes, so many Africans, some of us don't have too many elderly Africans living there, but we do have a few of them. Most of them, usually when they retire, they want to go back home. Yes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But a handful that want to stay here. Mm-hmm. So these services does benefit them. Most of the ones we encounter, really appreciate our service. They like to see people that understand their culture, that are providing services for them, And one of the part about this homeless, these services we provide, home care, it does benefit the community as a whole too. It does employ some of our brothers and sisters, to provide services in the community they live. So many Africans really, especially the ones that have been here, like maybe like around the 80s, that are retiring right now, really appreciate this service because it does benefit them. Because if you live in America for more than 20 years, your living standard does change a little bit. Like going back to Africa can be inconvenienced a little bit. You are used to certain ways of doing things. So many of them try to stay here and just, receive services when they can. So it does benefit the African community, and a lot of elderly Africans embrace the services that we provide.
That's great. So that is for mostly African or immigrant that came here a long time ago, like you say in the 80s. Now they are retiring. They're kind of used to the culture here, and they hang around and you help them, or some of them go back home. But we noticed that there's some few, immigrants that are coming in their late age and who bring that rich culture aspect of a thing, and they want to hold on to it. So how does the stigma around discussing elderly care affect the access to a cultural appropriate solution that you are offering right now? Is that any stigma, or how do you, do you see that in the community a lot, and how do you try to discuss that?
Yeah, so there's always going to be a little stigma, because like everyone wants to be comfortable with setting of living. As Africans, we take care of our homes. So having strangers come around to take care of your parents is always a little pushback,
Okay. Yeah.
but sometimes, you just have to encourage them. Like, it's going to be hard for your your daughter or son to take care of you when they have to work and maintain a home. So having someone, that's paid by the state to offer these services can be beneficial for the family mental health as well, because no one really staying home. I mean, they have not reached the retirement age, to stay home and take care of their elderly families in America. It can be a little bit complicated because you have bills. Bills are quick to pile up. So we just best approach it as if, they have lived here. Try to help them understand the question, what it means to live in America. Like, it's not like Africa where you have the entire family, uncles, aunties in the same household take care of one person, they're elderly. Here, it cannot happen. So we just encourage them in our directions to try to, adapt to the culture a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I like that you give that contrast about African culture where they have a lot of people around that can give a care. Maybe, Angela, you can give us, again, that example that you gave at the beginning for your grandma. Growing up, how were caregiving responsibility assigned in your family or in your community? How were the caregiving responsibility were assigned in your community? And then, in contrast to the work that you're providing there here, how is that assigned? How is that different from here?
Well, back home in Haiti, and right here, I try to do similar thing and to remember what my grandma, how she was. And growing up in Haiti, it was, we are with our culture, when someone is older, they come, you have your auntie, you have your uncle, moving to the side of your house, and in the neighbors, the same place, as just your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your grandpa, and like my good grandma, who was who didn't work and who was living with us. It was like all the kids was taking care of her. She was there. My mom was there taking care of her, and food was there. They were still walking. They were still healthy, and because all the kids were just there to help them. And even my grandma, she was a business person. She would go sell go get mango from the tree. We have a little farm where we were planting stuff to. She was working hard, but it was like organic food as well too. Moving around, it was like she wasn't just sitting there. She was still doing her work, but we was helping, like cooking. You learn how to cook early age, how to care for each other, and you see the love, like how as a family and as a person, or even outsider, you didn't say, "Oh, that's not my auntie," or "That's not my mom." In my culture, it's like, your auntie is your mom, and it's like everybody grow up like your cousin. It was your sister and your brother who they become to take care of each other. So growing up in that culture, when I come right here, I still was part of that culture as well too, because my dad and my grandma and my auntie was still around the same culture. And then I put that into the business when we are assigning someone to go take care of someone in their home. I make sure that I meet with the client. I meet with the family to know what is the goal and what are they looking for and what is the culture, what is the background they come from, so that I can understand what are they looking for and what kind of service they need, and have they got the service, the information they are looking for, so that I can give that to them. Because you are entering into someone's space, into someone's privacy, because now they have to share that with you, and they have to make sure they're leaving you with their own parent, where you don't want to leave your parent with anybody, but you want to make sure that person is being taken care of. And we have some client who doesn't even speak, who doesn't speak English, and then they're helping them. How can we go around that? And who's not verbal communicate as well too? We have couple client who is receiving PCA. The mom go to work and she cannot verbal communicate, and she is her mom is from Africa, and I think she's Ghanaian and stuff as well too. and she's really enjoying our care because we treat her daughter very caringly. She doesn't worry. She even went back home to go bury her mom. She left her daughter in the house for the staff to be there. I was able to work with the kids manager, do some background to make sure that we have staff 24 hours there to help her daughter, so that she didn't have to put her daughter into a group home, because that's not her culture. How can she go bury her parent and then to make sure that somebody is there to take care of her daughter? And when I do, yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for giving that example. Well, before we continue, I would like to, remind people that we are in Informed Decision Show, and today we have Angela and Bokai Connect from Haiti, and they live in Minnesota. They have a business called Alicia's Homecare Services, and they are talking to us today about home care services. And the topic that we are discussing is home care in African diaspora and cultural sensitivity family-based care model. So, like you hear right now, Angela was saying, the way she modeled the way of approaching family so that they can be culturally sensitive and also family-based to understand their need. That's what she's trying to debunk here, so that we know why is it important and why we should consider the home care service as well. And sometimes we need the help for our elders, our disabled kid or kid that need help. But then if you don't have access to the right information to make the right decision, you can probably be suffering a little bit, but you don't know. You can be probably suffering a little bit, but you don't know. There could be a ride out there for you. There could be assistance for to make a call on your behalf, but you'll be struggling through it. So today we have somebody who has been there, done that, and who can provide assistance, who can also give a guidance. That's why we have that on the show. If anybody have any question, feel free to send it out, and we'll be happy to comment, and then we'll be happy to ask them the question directly. So thank you very much for sharing that. So, based on your own experience from your back home, your family base, and what you are seeing here in our community, especially African community, what do you think is the cause that discourage the family in a diaspora in African community from seeking a professional home care service? And also, I will appreciate if you can make a clear difference between home care services and the one that you just mentioned, the one that people come nursing home, right? Is that a nursing home?
Yes.
Yeah. The difference, what kind of, if there is any difference, and what actually discourage African people or diaspora most of the time from seeking that? Because we got to provide a solution later.
Yes, I feel like the reason with our African is because the way we was raised up is to not get help from people, and to always be there to help each other as a family, and to not feel like you need help from the government, from place, and you need to take care of your mom, you need to take care of your auntie and your uncle, because this is your family. There shouldn't be any outsider coming or to help you. And with my husband as well being from Liberia too, is it's the same culture as well too. When I meet with Liberian family, so that is need the service with kid as well too, because they feel like, why is my kid that way? Why is my kid need that type of service? Or why does my family would need that type of service when it's supposed? I'm not, because they feel embarrassed and they feel like, oh, it's a curse. But it's not. It's not a curse. What I tell people, it is. We in America, we have back home, we didn't have the research, some of us, to be able to give the right care to our own family. And we didn't know how to use it because we was not fortunate enough to have that. But we are in America where it is research out there. That is, we are able to use that because we have doctor, we have the service that's put out there for us to use it. It doesn't mean that your child or your parent that need the service that you are neglecting them. You're still there and you are providing the service so that they can be independent, so that they don't depend on you, and for you to also still have your mental health as well too, because if you are being burned out, it's going to affect you and your health, and to continue to provide the right service to be there for your family as well too.
Yeah, if I may, yeah, if I may add, let me just draw a clear distinction. So, nursing home is like a facility where elderly individuals live, and they receive the care they need, any type of care you can think of. And home care services is like similar service is provided within your home. So you stay with your family. You just have service providers and staff there to take care of you, which is most people prefer that, like, especially in the African community. Like most people prefer to just have a staff member come to their homes and provide services versus being in the nursing home because it's not something we're used to.
Yeah, so I think that is very convenient to have somebody who will bring the service to you and come and help you. I'm glad that you explained that very clearly. Can you actually tell us a little bit again about where you are located, where the region of Minnesota or Hennepin County or Anoka County, or what county area you mostly serve?
So for the most part, we are just in Wright County. It borders Hennepin County, Sherburne County, and I think a little bit of Anoka County. And and the office is actually located just outside the Twin Cities, off of 94. But most of our services is provided within the Twin Cities, primarily Hennepin County, Wright County, a little bit of Sherburne County, and Anoka, Ramsey, as well as Washington. So we do provide services throughout the Twin Cities. And when it comes to transportation, we do travel to Greater Minnesota as well.
Oh, wow.
We have given ride as far as Rochester.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we are pretty much, we are embedded in the Twin Cities, but as far as Greater Minnesota go, we have services that can reach beyond if necessary.
Okay. I know there is any work or service that you're providing, there is some hookup there or some difficulty you face and every day. What are some, I would say, some of the, how can some of the system here better accommodate for African tradition or African way of doing the thing, or I would say diaspora way of doing the thing that can emphasize on a family-based caregiving? Meaning, what are the things that you're seeing that are missing that you wish is there that can accommodate well your customers, your diverse African or family-based caregiving?
Yes, mainly, most people do not know that the service is actually out there. And for those who knows, they don't know the extent of the service, because it's out there really that for everyone who qualify to get it. So, and when we reach to individuals, like for instance, if we have individuals that receive PCA, they may not be fully aware of what PCA is supposed to do. You know what I mean? So that becomes a barrier. When they have a transportation, they do not know what is transportation used for, mainly. Whether it's non-emergency medical transportation, which is like transportation you take to your appointment, or to your medical appointment when you're not in any emergency. Most people are not familiar with these services. So we have to basically educate people on these services, how they can go about setting up one and how they can take it daily, make it in addition to their service that they're currently receiving. Let's say, for example, we have an individual that's on a carry waiver. They work a little bit. They work like maybe 2 to 3 times a week just so they can get additional income to pay for their rent, mortgage, or their bills. They are not familiar with the services they qualify for. So we have to re-educate not only them, but their caseworker as well. Like, okay, this individual does qualify for all these services that can actually make their living a little more simpler versus, them having to take Uber and live with strangers. They can just go through us because we provide a PCA and we can provide transposition as well for them, make it easier, So having to really educate the case managers as well as the client that having all your services through one provider can be easier for them. It's one of the barriers we face as providers in the community here.
Great. So I see how that can be very complicated because you are the caregiver. You probably know the need of the customer that you go to, and if you go back to the the benefit to social worker, and they say no or he's not qualified, it can be frustrating because that's what you need so that to help your customer better, or probably that's what the customer also needs so that you can do your job better. And ignorance of people is not a good thing. It can cost a lot for all of us. So educate people. That's great. One of the things that's what I appreciate that you are coming here to talk to us today, because then that will diffuse and that will actually entice some people to get into it, to question themselves and say, hey, maybe I might be qualified for something. I should go talk to my caseworker, at least a transportation or home care services. Maybe Angela also can elaborate a little bit about what kind of a thing that you think are there that people are not aware of, but are a hiccup for you for home services beside the transportation. What are other things that you can mention that people can be entitled to, but they don't know?
Yes, in our community, I feel like they don't know to contact the county. If you want PCA, personal care assistant, you need to get a mental assessment with your county. Every county, Anoka, Hennepin County, all the county in the state are put in place to do a mental assessment for you to make sure that you qualify for the waiver. If you need help with rent assistance, if you are homeless or you don't have a place to stay, I feel like people not understand that if you have you are an MA, medical assistant, receiving it from the county, you are qualified to be able for someone to help you to find home with the housing stabilization service, where a consultant can help, and then the provider, as a provider for us, we can help you to get a home, to find you a place to stay, and to help you with rent assistance that will work to help you with your application, with how to apply for Section A, and what kind of program it would have in the county that will benefit you. And I feel people doesn't know about the transitional service, where it helps you with security deposit as well as moving expensive and furniture to help you to buy houses need. And so it's kind of hard when they call especially the case manager or the social worker, they don't understand the language barrier, to also help them with that, to have that there. And that's where we come in to help them to understand, and also call the county for them in the behalf, so that we can work with them, and to also let them know like what kind of help you can get from your county, and what kind of service are you looking for. Because some of the clients, they don't know that you don't have to be in the waiver to receive personal care assistance. As long as you have MA, medical assistant, receiving from your county, from insurance, you can qualify for that. Or if you have like a surgery and you need assistance at home, and you don't have no family member, you can get that service.
Wow.
As an individual. Yes. And you don't have to have disability to receive that.
So then how can somebody reach you? Do they have to reach out to the caseworker first, and then the caseworker refer them to you, or do they call you directly? Like after this call right now, if one of our listeners want to reach out, will they just reach out to you directly for the service, or how that process intake work?
So they can reach out to us. We also have website where our number, our email is in there. If they reach out to their case manager, the case manager can also reach out to us as well too. They can reach out to my cell phone number, which is in the website. Our website is there, and it is available for everybody to look at.
Okay. Well, I know the website is ElishaHomeServices.com, and it's a great, and they are based in Rice County. So anytime anybody have any question, feel free to call them. Ask about your benefit. Ask about what you might be qualified for, or somebody in your family. Well, a question coming here saying that my name is Richard. My mom live with me, and she's 60. She's a 65, but she has a MINSURE through UCare. Do you think she can be qualified for the transportation services and also other services that she might be entitled to? That's the question.
Yes, so we also have a contract for transportation with UCare. Actually, where we get clients to take them to doctor appointment, and UCare, you have to call UCare, and then UCare will call us to say that client will need transportation or send us out. We request us. The client will just have to request us as a provider to provide that service for them for non-emergency medical transportation. And if she is 65, they have an elderly waiver where she lives at. She can contact me where I can help her to call the county, and then if she have not done an assessment, if she doesn't have a case manager, then she will need to do that. And then they will come to see if she's qualified for PCA or the CFSS service, or to get on the elderly waiver, or to also, sometimes it doesn't mean you are elderly to be in the elderly. Sometimes like the PCA will be under the UCare, and then you can still do caddy waiver as an elderly person, but it is due to the county. When they assess you, then they will know what you qualify for.
Okay, all right, great. Noel, you have your answer, dear listener. There's another one also who came from Jeanne, and she's saying that let me see here. What is she saying? That's not that's a great discussion. She really appreciate it. So she give you a kudo. We are leaning toward the end of this discussion, so that before we go, I would like to give you a few minute break, and then we will be back. Has a few more discussion, then we will end the show. But before then, let's have a few minute break, and then we will be back. Radio La Famille. Radio La Famille.
La musique clignote.
If you wanna go, let me know. Comment c'est senti depuis mon emploi.
Thank you very much for tuning in today. We are on June 18th, and we are in Informed Decision Show, where we have our sister Angela and our brother Bokai talking to us about Diaspora home care services, the sensitivity and how we can use this model to be able to get the service that we need and also to thrive, as individual in the diaspora. And they are great business oriented individual and very successful, and the business name is Alicia Home Care Services, and they are talking to us today about very important topic that we are discussing. And I want to invite you again to share with your family members so that they can learn. Either you can learn how to start a business, how to look after them as one example for yourself, and also to get your family member the service that they need. And that's why we bring them on the board today. They volunteer their time to talk to the whole community, to build that example. And when you have a great people, we all will do good. Home care in African diaspora, cultural sensitivity, and family-based care. If you are listening before, like Angel did said, she had a grandmother that actually really impacted her. And when she worked here as a social worker, that also impacted her. And seeing how our community people struggle with homelessness and also getting access to the benefit that they need, they started this business to help. So we invite you to tune in, to learn more, and also to get to do a great for our community. And again, thank you very much. So Angela, can you tell us a little bit, something that could be a takeaway that our audience can, take away from the discussion that we are having today when it comes to taking care of our family or being not educated about the benefit that we are entitled to in Minnesota or in America as a whole, instead of having that barrier in us in a family base. Do you have any takeaway or advice you want to give to people today?
Yes, the advice I would have is that as in the African community, I want us to know, don't be afraid or scared to call your county to ask questions, because that's what they're here for. They also have the helpline where you can ask for assistance. How can I get my mom or my grandma or my auntie, or even if it's your son or your daughter you think that need the service, to contact them, to ask them to get a mentor's assessment, or to ask them, how can I get help with my family member and with the service that I was PCA, personal care assistant, that is there. And if you don't have health insurance, main choice is make sure you can apply to go there, because that's how when you apply for the health insurance, then you will know if you are a medical assistant, because based off your income, based off the way you answer the question, and even make sure they have people who can help you to apply for that health insurance as well too. And even your county, if you go to the county place where they can help you. And I know as us for our culture, we feel is a barrier, is embarrassing. No, it's not. The service is there for us to use it, and that's why it's made for us. But you have to question if you feel something is not being correctly asked, and ask for the service, and also ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to speak up, and to ask for help so that you can get the right help you need at in your home, for your parents, for you as well too. Because it's not being a barrier. You're not being like you feel like, oh, you forget about your parent by not taking care of them, because you are also working. This is when we come here for a better opportunity, a better life. So we need to use those opportunities that is created here for us.
We need to use that opportunities that we are here and they create for us, that we need to take care of that and jump on that opportunity. Thank you very much for sharing that thoughtful feedback or takeaway. To Mr. Bokai, though, please, can you also, before then, can you tell us, somebody just text me, his name here, the listener, his name is Francis. He said, are you hiring? the transportation. I do Uber, but are you also hiring, or your business hiring, where they can find you so they can get some side job? And also, before, after answering that question, can you also give one feedback about how people can go about cultural sensitive when it comes to care for them or their loved one?
Yes, we are always looking for caregivers and drivers. So you can just go to our website, AliciaHomecareServices.com, and you can reach out. There's phone numbers and there's emails. You can just reach out to us. We basically, one of the things we try to do is like the transportation we provide is mainly to people with disability. Now, it's in the form of Uber and Lyft. However, we try to do it hourly so that people can actually take the ride as needed. They just have to notify us at least within 24 hours, or sometimes same days. We try to reach out to them. So we are hiring always. So you can give us a call and we can see you where you best fit in our organization, and we can discuss that.
Oh, okay.
Also, yeah, providing kids, especially in the African community, is taboo. Most people don't seek random people giving kids to their family, but the services out there like Angiostin is. That's one of the benefits of living in America. You know what I mean? Is we pay our taxes.
Yes.
We pay taxes every day. So these are one way that the government utilize those taxes to help those in our community. So don't be afraid to say, okay, I don't want my moms to be taken care of, And sometimes you may not have the opportunity to take care of your mom. So you go to your county or your state to seek these opportunities so someone can help you out, that will give you clear mental health when someone's taking this burden off your shoulder by providing these the basic services that your parents, your child might need.
Thank you very much for sharing that thoughtful message. And I'm glad that you are here and you have educated us a lot about, home care services and what are the taboo in our culture, how we should be open to learn, and also how we can educate each other about that great service that the government have for us because we pay taxes. And I just want to say thank you very much for coming and educating us and sharing your business. I will invite all our listeners, or all the 65 people listening from the radio wave right now, to share with your family members, to check out their website and reach out if you have anybody, even after, if you have anybody in Haiti, in Ghana, in Togo, in Benin, in Mali, in France, and that have a relative in America that may need this service, share with them. We have it broadcasting on our Facebook page and social media. Share with them so that they can call and seek the help that they need. That's the point. That's why we are family for. And we are here to share the news, the good information. And thank you very much, Mrs. and Miss Kenneth, for coming to educate us today. We really appreciate it. And do you have any final word that we would like to say out there for our listener before we end the show?
Yes, this is also it's a business opportunity as well, but it's not one of those. It's one of those businesses that keep you involved in the community. So there's a couple of ways: either you seek employment in it, or start your own business, helping the community as well.
Yeah,
they always need providers throughout the Twin Cities and Greater Minnesota.
Yes, and I just want to say, in this business or in this service we are here to help our community and we always here to receive feedback and to also help those that need so that we can give them the information or to help them how we can.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate your openness for feedback. And guys, feel free to comment, and we'll be happy to share. And thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate today.
Thank you.